on the Aggie Sports Network. From Learfield, Aggie basketball has been brought to you by Sports Academy and Racket Club. Your club, your results, your life. Zions Bank. For 150 years of helping you succeed, Zions Bank is for you. Ford. Build Ford proud. Also by Stokes. Stokes Trucking. Doing the right thing since 1979. Welcome to Aggie Postgame from the All-in-One Flooring America radio booth. Here's Scott Gerard.
Final in this one, 84-82. Utah State's going to get out of Northern California with a much-needed victory. Aggies have now won 9 in a row and will return home to Utah for a showdown against San Francisco in the Delta Center coming up on Saturday. But, hey, look, all wins are great. You never turn a blind eye to any of them, and Utah State's getting out of here with a W. Today's postgame show brought to you by Farm Bureau agent Brandon Jensen. Give him a holler right now, 435-752-4800. It's your future. Let's protect it. Well, tell you what, Ian Martinez protected the heck out of Utah State in this game tonight with 28 points, 8 of 12 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3, and 8 of 10 from the free throw line. He also dished out 2 assists, had 4 rebounds, and was just fantastic in this game tonight. Darius Brown also with 23 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds in playing 35 minutes. And Great Osobor with 9 points on 10 rebounds, 3 assists. He did turn it over 5 times in this game. Max Ogbonpolo, who a lot of questions as to whether he would play in this game tonight, gutted it out, played 34 minutes. He's going to be our postgame guest. He had 10 points, 7 rebounds. And I thought played great perimeter defense in this game tonight. Going through the list, Mason Falslev only played 17 minutes, 3 points. Isaac Johnson had a bucket, 2 free throws, I guess I should say, 9 minutes. Josh Aduje, 5 points and 21 minutes. Javon Jackson just played a few minutes. Carson Templin had a 4-minute run in the first half. I thought Khalifa Sacco had some good minutes in this game. He ended up with 4 points on the night tonight. Did not have a rebound, which is surprising, but you know what? His height, Santa Clara brought some physicality and brought some height that Utah State was really struggling with in the first half of this game. Utah State is a team that lives with shots at the rim. And tonight they weren't getting shots at the rim. There were a lot of shots that they just couldn't get to go because of that height and the physicality of Santa Clara. And the Aggies just really struggled against that. And with that, their shooting percentage was 37%. You go down the stretch, Marshall had 16, O'Neal 15, Bryant with 11, and Ball, who had a fairly quiet first half, poured it on in the second half at 18 points. Also Tung with 11. So you had 5 players in double figures tonight for Santa Clara. But yet, at the end of the day, Utah State, even though being outshot 57-37%, outshot from the three-point line 42-39%, and outshot at the free throw line 77-68%, is still getting out of here with a W. How about points in the paint? 44-26. You don't see that happen very often to this Utah State team. But yet, the Aggies get it done. And you could say offensive rebounds. Aggies out-rebounded Santa Clara 39-34, 17 offensive rebounds. But here's what's interesting. Utah State, with their 17 offensive rebounds, had 9 second-chance points. Santa Clara, 4 offensive rebounds, also 9 second-chance points. So that was a push. Even though Utah State had more offensive rebounds, didn't matter. They didn't have an advantage in the points. What they did have the advantage on, a 15-point advantage, were points off of turnovers. Santa Clara with 19 turnovers. Utah State was able to convert those to 21 points. Utah State, 9 turnovers. And Santa Clara got 6 points off of those 9 turnovers. Final here in Santa Clara. Utah State 84, Santa Clara 82. We'll have more of your postgame show next on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield.
With Kroger brand products from Smith's, you can make all your favorite things this holiday season. Because Kroger brand's proven quality products come at exceptionally low prices. And with a money-back quality guarantee, every dish is sure to be a favorite. Whether you shop delivery, pickup, or in-store, Kroger brand has all your favorite things. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
Want to catch all of the Utah State coaches shows? Ruby's Pizzeria and Grill is the Coaches Show site host. Make sure to come by Ruby's every Monday night at 6 to hear Scotty G and the Utah State head basketball coach Danny Sprinkle talk Aggies basketball. Each week, Ruby's will give away Utah State swag and prizes to fans in attendance. Ruby's Pizzeria and Grill, located just down the street from the Spectrum, and your host for all Utah State coaches shows.
With over 20 years of experience in the copier and printer industry, Wasatch Document Solutions is the only authorized Xerox sales agent serving Cache Valley. We offer a full line of Xerox equipment, including management print and network analyst services. We've helped hundreds of businesses over the years, and we can do the same for you. For a free, no-obligation office assessment, please give us a call at 435-787-2101 or check out our website at wasatchds.com.
Want to set yourself apart from the competition? The Leadership MBA at Utah State University will help you drive change in your organization. You can attend in person in Logan on Thursday evenings or take interactive online classes. Complete your MBA in as little as a year. Contact the MBA office to waive the $55 application fee. Learn more at utahstatemba.com. That's utahstatemba.com. The Utah State MBA is a proud supporter of Aggie basketball.
Crazy game tonight. Utah State gets it done, 84-82. Never a dull moment in this one. A back-and-forth physical battle between two teams getting after it tonight. And, the first half you saw some rather porous offense. And then Utah State got into a groove offensively near the end of the second half. And then were able to tie it up. Utah State trailed by as many as 8 with about 3.5 minutes left. And then actually took a late lead in the first half. And then the game was tied, and then Utah State's largest lead was 5 in the end of the second half, and then it ends up being a 2-point game, 84-82. Back and forth. I know the pork producers want a very detailed scoring analysis in this one. That's all I got, folks, man. That was crazy, back and forth, a lot of lead changes, a lot of swings in this game. But at the end of the day, when Utah State needed to get points and they needed to hit free throws, Ian Martinez stepped up and got it done. That's your Aggie scoring summary, brought to you by your Utah pork producers. For over 25 years, they've been growing responsibly in Utah. For more information, visit utahporkproducers.org. We mentioned Ian Martinez's previous career high was when he was at the University of Utah, and he was able to pour in 18 points in a game against USC in the conference tournament. Tonight, he ends up with his career high of 28 points. Again, 8 of 12 shooting, 4 of 7 from 3, 8 of 10 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a big night for Ian Martinez. Darius Brown, 23 points. He also was 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 3 of 7 from 3. He has 4 rebounds and 7 assists. The number on Darius Brown is just remarkable at this point when you're looking at a man who has not had less than 6 assists in a game. He's averaging 8 on the season, and it's hard to think that 7 assists in a game might bring your average down a little bit, but it just goes to show you how great he has been in facilitating, finding the open man, making the extra pass, and getting guys good looks. Great Osibor, 9 points on the night tonight, 3 of 15 from the field. He did pull down 10 rebounds. He did have 3 assists. The turnovers kind of bounced back a little bit. But this is going to be a good learning experience for him because he's now in a situation where tonight he played against some big guys that really got after him. And we'll see how that plays out for him going down the line for Great Osibor. But joining us now is the head coach of the Aggies, Danny Sprinkle. Coach, you got a good head of hair, but you may have lost a few follicles after this one.
Man, I'll tell you what, we need to just get out of this gym as soon as possible before they try and take this win back. Because, holy moly, it was like both teams were just trying to give it away for a little bit. But no, just like I said, our guys they keep finding ways. I thought Darius and Ian bailed us out. They made some unbelievable shots tonight. They just one-on-one. It had nothing to do with coaching. Nothing. I told those guys, I said, man, I appreciate you guys bailing us out, because they were tremendous. And, getting to the free throw line and, they combined obviously 12 of 15. But, we finally started getting some stops and getting some turnovers, which, kind of fueled us a little bit in that second half when we made a run. And, the ball bounced our way a couple times too.
Yeah.
They had some layups and things like that they, some uncharacteristic turnovers. But, when they turn it over 19 and we only turn it over 9, I thought that was, the turning point of the game.
I don't know. There's a lot of games where you have 75 shot attempts in a game.
My gosh, yeah. And we didn't even make very many of them.
Well,
like 37%.
If I told you they shot 57%, you shot 37%, they would shoot 42% from three, you would shoot 39%, and they would also shoot 76% from the free throw line, and you were 68%. You probably think that's probably a double-digit loss.
Well, exactly, and that's where it comes down to turning it over. Our goal is to 10 or less, and if we would have had 10, we probably would have lost. Thank goodness we had 9. But, also, like, we made 11 threes tonight. Like, that's what we're capable of doing. I was proud of Max. He came in and got us off to a great start knocking those things down. And we're going to need that, continuing through the year. But, great win against a really good team, a well-coached team that was hungry. They were coming off a loss last weekend. And for our guys in the middle of finals week to come, because we weren't really able to, practice and prepare like kind of we wanted to, just it was Monday and Tuesday, and guys were in finals, and that's the most important thing. So really proud of our guys.
They get a 4-point lead with about 7 minutes left in the game, and they're really getting you off the dribble.
Yeah.
And how were you able to shore that up down the stretch in this game?
I thought it was mostly Darius and Ian, because everybody else was just getting driven right to the rim, or we were fouling them. And luckily, they had the ball in those two guys' hands. They were guarding and did it. I thought Khalifa gave us some great minutes too.
Yeah.
I want to give him credit. I thought he was really good in ball screen defense, and came down with a big rebound, and so once again, just kind of strength in numbers and different guys stepping up.
Huge win tonight. You're not able to enjoy it much because you got a really good San Francisco team coming into the Delta Center, but you talk about learning experience, and you always tell me, there's things that we can learn. Great Osobor was up against some big man pajamas. They had 2 7-footers, and you could tell that he was rushing some shots. He was frustrated with some lack of calls, and there's probably some learning experiences here for him. Yeah,
and it wasn't lack of calls. Call it spade a spade. It's not the best way to spend your 21st birthday. Today was his birthday, and he struggled, but that's. There's going to be nights like that.
Yeah.
And, and that's why it's a team game. that's why Ian and Darius and Max and, Josh hit a big 3. Like, that's why you have teammates, man, that make those big plays. But yeah, he's going to face that a lot, and he's got to improve. Yeah.
I'm going to let you catch a plane and get the heck out of here, man.
Yeah, let's
like
do
you
it.
said, let's get the heck out of this place.
Go Aggies.
There he is. Danny Sprinkle, final.
I guess they're gone. So I guess we will get started with our postgame.
You were there. You watched the game. Or you heard it all here on KVNU. So now it's your chance to give your thoughts and ask your questions about the action as KVNU Aggie Game Day continues with Aggie Call. The phone number is 435-753-KVNU. Text line is 435-339-0321 for your comments and questions. Aggie Call is brought to you by Daryl's Appliance, Advanced Heating and Air, Advanced Fireplace and Stove, Golden Spike Electric, Alpine Home Medical, S.E. Needham Jewelers, My Mattress, Riverwoods Conference Center, Prodigy Brewing, Cash Valley Bank, Aegis Healthcare, and Jarek's Fine Jewelry. And now, here's John Russell and the longtime voice of the Aggies, Al Lewis, for KVNU Game Day Aggie Call.
And we hope you'll join with us as well with your calls, your texts. Utah State goes on the road and wins this game somehow. This is the best shooting team in the nation, Utah State is, and they did not show that tonight. But, boy, they made some threes, and Ian Martinez and Darius Brown, as Scott and the coach were talking about, they were tremendous down the stretch in making plays, big shots, unbelievable. A steal or two, and Utah State wins it by 84-82, the final score over Santa Clara. John, Russell, your thoughts on the game tonight?
Well, exactly like you said, that's a game that I'm not sure the Aggies should have won, but it's nice to go on the road, get a legitimate road victory, and boy, some legit shots. Boy, Brown hit some step-back jumpers. Ian Martinez really showed that what he can bring to the table. That was a good win for the Aggies. If
he wouldn't have done the 12 in a row in the first half, we would have never even seen the end of this game for sure. Jalen Moore, your thoughts on the game tonight?
Yeah, it was a really close game, back and forth, both halves. I thought we did some good things. Like I like to look at the positives from a game like this. You beat a good team on the road. You get, like you said, you get a legit road win. I think we showcase that Ian Martinez and Darius Brown can take over when they need to and can create their own shot, which is good. And we can still win some games where we struggle offensively, and that Great doesn't have his best game, and he's been so dominant all season that we're not used to seeing this. But, at the end of the day, he is human. He's going to have some games, miss some shots, struggle here and there. And this game he showcased that he can have that can happen to him, and the rest of our team picked up the slack, and we were able to still win the game. So I think overall it's a big time team win that needed to happen at some point for our team as well.
Jalen, I said to you before the game when we were doing our pregame Aggie game day that we had shot 62% inside the 2-point line, but we were going to run into more physical, taller, bigger players as this year goes on, especially in the league play. Everybody plays you tougher, they scout you better and all. And it showed that it is not going to be as easy as we've seen for Great and for this basketball team to go to the rim and make shots. And they did make 11 threes tonight in the game.
Yeah, which is good. We are also touching on that, that we're going to have to show that we can hit some threes. And I think we did that tonight. But, yeah, as the season goes on longer, you get more film on teams. Teams get better. They start to mesh in different areas and just get better as a team. So, I think the longer the season goes on, the harder all the games are going to get. But Santa Clara looks to me like a Mountain West style team that we're going to see often. I was watching the game with my dad, and I said that to him. They looked very similar to some teams that we're going to see in the Mountain West. So I think this is a good game to have and see the areas that we can also, work on and get better at going closer to conference play.
To be honest, I'm kind of glad we're not going to see Santa Clara again. That's a good basketball team. One of the things a lot of folks are going to focus on is the fact that Great struggled tonight, didn't have a big game, whether it was the pressure of Santa Clara's big men, whether he was pushing it too hard. How important is it as a team to have a situation like this where other guys stepped up when your leading
or
scorer?
Two leaders, really, because Falsup's been our other consistent guy besides Great. And he didn't play as much and didn't shoot much, and the other guys did it.
What does that do for the psyche of the team?
I think it's a big confidence boost for these other guys that can, they can see that they can take over when they need to, and that I thought Darius and Martinez showcased that they are guys that can be go-to guys for us that can create their own shot and get a basket when we need it. Obviously, I think Great and Mason are going to be fine. Like I said, they're bound to have a bad game occasionally, and the best part about it, I think it helped everybody else's confidence. I think Khalif had to play more this game. I thought he did really well, did a lot of good hustle plays. So I think it's going to give confidence to guys like that.
I think you're reading my mind. I was going to say Aggies go 10 deep again tonight. But again, you have a situation where a different guy steps up, and I think Khalifa played really well. Tell us about your thoughts on his performance.
Yeah, he reminds me of just those guys that bring energy, do all the little plays that it takes to win, and that's what he did, He got a couple loose ball fouls on him, saved some loose balls, threw some of them off of them to give us another possession. I think he did that, and Darius Brown ended up hitting like a step-back three, which was huge in the game for us to get another extra possession right there. So, I think he's just going to do those hustle plays, make the winning plays, and I think as the season goes on, he's showcased he's a good athlete, he's strong. I think you're going to see some of his playing time increases if he keeps playing at this, at this level that he is right now.
Really good win on the road. Aggies, stick around. They never got a big lead, but they kind of kept the game under control. Now they go to play San Francisco, another good basketball team. It's going to give them a run for their money. Does the mindset of the team change as you continue to get wins, but they get a little tighter?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, like I said, more teams are going to get better, have more film. I think you just have to stay focused and really crack down on executing all the little things, all the little plays, because so many people are going to scout you, especially a team that's 10-1, right? They're going to obviously try to find the things that stop you from what's been successful in the past 10 games that we've won. So, I think the little things, all the little fundamentals, all the little things in a play, all the different options, we got to tighten all those up. We can't slack at all in those areas. And then I think it's also going to come down to guys like Darius Brown and Ian Martinez tonight being able to, if the play doesn't work, if something breaks down, having guys that can create their own shot and stuff like that, being individual basketball players that can bail us out of some of those areas. And I think Darius Brown and Ian Martinez showcased that tonight.
And Jalen, we've talked about Darius, how he is so point guard first. He wants to help other people. He saw in this game, and to be honest, he didn't start great offensively either. He missed some shots at the early of the game, but he kept aggressive offensively because he knew he had to do it tonight. He had to do some of his offense to win this game, and that's where he also turned into another gear tonight.
Yeah, for sure. And I was just going to say that, he noticed that, hey, Great and Mason having an off game. I got to turn it up and be more aggressive offensively. They were going under on his ball screen a lot too, which is giving him the availability to stop behind the screen and shoot. I saw him do that a few times, hit a couple of those threes. And then, second half towards the end of the game, just showcased that he really is a shot creator for himself and his teammates. And I thought, tonight was a really good all-around game. He even rebounded the ball well.
All right, your Beezer locks for this game to win the game, experts in securing, locking down your home business and auto. You said it was absolutely important to win the rebound battle, and we were losing early in the game. We kind of turned it around right towards the end of the first half. We out-rebounded them 39-34 with 17 offensive rebounds. Even though the second chance points were 9-9, the rebound battle, your key was there, and then had to contest the threes. They shot 8 of 19 from three. They're a team that looked like they were going to get it going there for a little bit. I mean, still shot 42%, but we outshoot them from three. So, again, maybe your keys did kind of come through to help the Aggies win a 2-point game.
Yeah, I thought the rebounding was super important, and if you look at it, 17 of them are offensive rebounds. That's 17 extra possessions we got or chances to score. So I think that's huge. 3-point-wise, I did see a lot of areas, and they did have a lot of open looks that they actually did knock in. So, those were the looks that we were trying to prevent from them getting. They still shoot over 40%. Obviously, I think that's going to be an area that we can touch on, too, get back to contesting those threes, because I think a team like San Francisco is going to be pretty similar in shooting a lot of threes as well.
I think so. And San Francisco is going to be a little more defensive-oriented than Santa Clara has been up until now, I've noticed in their stats. So, Jalen, we'll talk to you Saturday afternoon. It's 1 o'clock for our game day. The game's at 2 down at the Della Center in Salt Lake City as they play San Francisco. Thanks for joining with us tonight. We'll talk to you Saturday.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
All right, Jalen Moore again. The keys always, as we mentioned, the locks in the game brought to you by Beezer Lock and Key. We're brought to you post-game by Prodigy Brewing on Center Street in Logan. Hey, they have salads, wood-fired pizzas, the bar bites, and great, the most delicious burger in town. Try that out tomorrow as you're going downtown on Center Street. And we're going to come back with more. The phone number is 753-KVNU. And our text line is 435-339-0321 on post-game game day as the Aggies go to 9 wins in a row. 10-1 is the best start for a coach at Utah State. Danny Sprinkle's there right now with this team, winning tonight at Santa Clara, 84-82. Somehow pulled it out.
This is Justin Hamilton, and all of us at Cafe Sabor wish you and your family a safe and happy holiday. For the entire month of December, with every $25 gift card purchase, you will receive a $5 card for free. Great food. It's the perfect gift for family, friends, or coworkers. Purchase a $25 gift card and get $5 additional for free. Happy holidays from all of us at Cafe Sabor.
As the year comes to a close, all of us here at Aggies Healthcare want to express our heartfelt gratitude.
This holiday season, we reflect on the privilege of being part of your lives, offering care, support, and compassion when you needed it most.
To our amazing staff who work tirelessly to provide exceptional care, thank you.
To our colleagues, neighbors, and friends, we extend our warmest wishes for a joyous holiday season.
As we look forward to the new year, we're excited to continue serving with even more dedication and innovation.
From all of us at Aggies Healthcare,
we wish you a Merry Christmas and a joyful holiday season.
People gather to give thanks, renew friendships, and celebrate traditions will always be what the holidays are about. This is Brett Green, President of Cache Valley Bank. As we celebrate together, thank you for making us your preferred hometown bank and trusted tradition for achieving your financial needs and ambitions. We wish you a year filled with wonderful memories, good times, safety, and lots of happiness. We think you deserve it. Happy holidays from Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC.
Hello, Cache Valley. This is Tom Hale at Blue Sky Restoration. formerly ARS. Remember, got a mess? Call ARS. We want to let you know that here at Blue Sky, we still have the same great staff, we provide the same excellent service, and are ready to help you in your time of need with water mitigation, mold remediation, or a fire. Thank you for trusting our staff and myself for over 35 years with your disaster needs, and we will continue to be here for you. From Blue Sky Restoration to you and yours, we wish you the safest and happiest holidays.
I am Gary from Salt Lake in Logan today doing our traditional annual Christmas shopping that we do and have been doing for the last 20 plus years at the Sportsman. We love the service and the people that work there. We love the way that we're treated, something that we cannot experience in Salt Lake City. The selection they have and the quality of merchandise they have, as far as I'm concerned, is second to none.
Welcome, friend. Nice to see you again at the Sportsman.
Utah State Sports is brought to you by S.E. Needham Jewelers. Middle of the block at the sign of the clock on News Talk KVNU. Covering Utah State sports like no one else.
Utah State's biggest lead in the game is 5 points. That was in the second half with 1:03 to go. They led 80-75. Santa Clara led by 8 in the first half a couple of times. The last time 33-25. That's how close this game was. We ended up having 11 ties, 14 lead changes. The Aggies led the game for about 14 minutes. Santa Clara led for 21 minutes, but in the end, or about 20 and a half minutes, and the Aggies were about 14 minutes, and there was time tied about 5 minutes in this game. So that's kind of the way it worked out. That's really a close, hard-fought win. Utah State, great shooting team, been able to also live on their defense. Tonight they give up 57%, shoot 37% themselves. So the really good shooting team had a poor shooting night. They gave up some defense, but they did force turnovers, and they got some points off of those turnovers as well, 21-6. So they win the game by 15 points in the turnover battle, and they win the game on the final scoreboard by 2, 84-82, John.
Yeah, interesting game all the way around. If you look at the stats, and you'd think the Aggies probably would have been blown out. Certainly, Santa Clara was able to shoot the ball really well, but the active hands, I think that was a key to the game tonight. Aggies were very active in their defensive pursuit.
We had 10 steals, I think it was.
Hands were all over the place, and they were able to deflect balls, and even when they weren't even able to get the steal, they were disrupting the flow of the offense. And Santa Clara, I mean, when they had shots, they made them. Ball got hot there towards the end and kind of kept them in the game. But I think, again, a lot of folks are going to look at the stats and say, oh, it was a horrible defensive game for the Aggies. Not their best, no doubt, but did the things that they needed to get the win.
The one thing I did notice on the threes is the penetration and then the kick out and a couple of the offensive rebounds they were able to kick out, and they got those late shots from three. One was ruled a 2, the guy on the line. The other one is a 3 off of that play. So again, they get those deals off of some missed shots, and they get some rebound backs, and we're able to get some open 3-point shots in the game against Utah State. Let's go to the text line. We're again 435-339-0321. Your show always post game. Blue Sky is now again doing the service on water, mold, and fire. The name is Blue Sky. It used to be ARS. Now it's Blue Sky. The same great people for 35 years of trust in the Valley. What do we got, John?
Well, several comments here from 9315, and the first one I agree with completely. This is the kind of the win we need, the type where we were swimming through mud.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that this one really does build in some ways, yes.
And you have so many games. You blow a team out by 20, 25 points. There's only so much you can learn. This was a hard-fought game. The Aggies never able to really extend the lead playing against a good team. So I agree there, absolutely. Question from 9315 is, what makes you have a low shot percentage game like we had at times tonight?
It was, first off, Great forced too many shots at the rim when maybe he could have done something different or delivered it back out or whatever. He seemed to really be, once he got a little frustrated, it looked like to me, once he didn't make a couple and didn't get the calls or whatever he wanted, then he just kept going in there and throwing the ball up a couple of times that were not great shots. I mean, if he goes 3 for 6, that's 9 fewer shots you miss. If he's just in there just shooting the shots, maybe he can. So you take off 9, and that's 28 to 66 is all of a sudden not as bad a shooting percentage, things like that. So
absolutely.
A lot of it is right there. Here's Isaac Johnson goes 0 for 4, and 2 or 3 of his were right going inside and get it raked away, or he didn't make shots at the rim either. Tonight in the game.
Well, you have to go back to what we've been talking about. It was just good to see other guys stepping up and offsetting those rough nights. That's what the coach said before the game.
Yeah. We've got an offense that has diversity to it. We can go different places, and we've seen it already this year where guys have saved their best moments to help us win basketball games.
Yeah.
And everybody's kind of had a moment or two.
And we've needed it. So 10-27, a couple of comments. A great win against a really good team. Based on key stats, you would expect to win. I think one of the key factors was points off turnovers.
21 to 6.
And I'm sorry, clarified, would not expect to win.
No.
And, talk about turnovers was great. How does Coach help him reduce that? And I don't think
9.
You do. Yeah.
I think that's
He's talking about great specifically.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, yes, great. Again, some of the stuff forcing, and then he gets all of a sudden a place where he's going to pass the ball or try to throw the ball. On his fast break, he goes down against another smaller guy. You know it's going to get kicked away. Just go ahead. If you're not way ahead of the guy, just pull it back and you'll get an easy shot of the trailer probably coming in on that play.
Unfortunately, with a guy like Great, that's what you're going to get.
He wants that.
He wants that, and with the 20 points, you're going to get 3 or 4 turnovers. Tonight, just not his night. And even that offensive foul, that was clearly a frustration. He put his shoulder down. He was like, all right, I'm going to take one now and just turn around and go down.
I'm going to make this guy get off of me physically.
Absolutely. So. But, with Great specifically, you've got to come to expect that. And the great thing about having Brown run the point, it's almost kind of a wash there. Your normal point guards, and I don't think people recognize how significant it is that Darius is not turning the ball over. But if you have a point guard that has a 4-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio, you're through the roof.
And he's 7.5 to 1
7.5 to 1.
This year. Really good stuff.
And again, what did he do tonight?
7 with 2.
7
so
with 2. He had an off night, right?
Yeah, and he only had 7 assists. His average is 8. So
off night for Darius.
Yeah. So. But he kind of made up to it with the 23 points.
We'll forgive him this
I think
time.
he had 22 in a game earlier this year, so I think that's his Aggie high. And Martinez, that is a career high with a 28.
A lot of shots, though. He ended up putting up 19 shots. But as you mentioned earlier, started pretty slow, but really coming down the stretch, he stepped up.
But he hit some big shots, and did Ian hit a couple of big the timeout, hit the 3 when he came back. And who made the basket that put the Aggies ahead to stay in this game?
It was Josh.
It was Josh off of that third shot in that period of time where he missed, then Max missed, and then he went and got the ball and finished it off. That gave us a 72-70 lead, part of a 6-0 run right there, where Utah State grabbed the lead going to the last 3 minutes.
And
never gave it up after that.
Before we get on to another topic, how important are free throws? Struggled at the beginning. Mason missed a couple. Great had some struggles, but Ian down the stretch, just absolutely solid. He ends up going 8 for 10 from the free throw line.
He did miss one at the 2:16 mark, and that was just about it.
But other than that, how many others down the stretch? I think he was 7 for 8, maybe
something like that.
Yeah.
Yep. So Aggies win tonight again, 84-82. We need to take a break. We're a little behind, so we'll do that. We'd love to have you join with us for texts at 435-339-0321. Phone calls are available, too, at 753-5868. And we're brought to you by Alpine Home Medical, variety of home medical equipment, products, and home rental services. Again, 774-4500 is their local number, and we're back with more. Game day, Aggies win. That's 10-1. We're back after this.
This is Ryan at My Mattress. Life is good. Life at My Mattress is good, too. Why might I say that? Because today is a good day to slay a Goliath. The other day, I went into a mattress store here in Logan that has 2,500 stores across the country. I'd say that's a Goliath. We were 20% less expensive on every bed that we both offer. We may not have 2,500 stores, but we are number 1 in Cache Valley. Better product and better prices. Isn't it time to sleep exceptionally? Only at My Mattress.
Happy holidays from the entire team at Adams Wealth Advisors. As we celebrate the joy of this season, it's also time to plan for a financially sound future. Wondering about tax strategies or required investment distributions? Adams Wealth Advisors has the answers. The Adams Wealth team is here to guide you through any complexities and ensure a prosperous new year. Happy holidays from Adams Wealth Advisors, where achieving your financial goals is their mission. Call today to schedule an appointment, 752-1702, or search Adams Wealth Advisors online.
Check out the new Liberty Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in beautiful Montpelier, Idaho. We've got friendly staff, great service, fresh inventory, and the same values you expect in a small town. Montpelier, Idaho, a small town with great people to serve you, the people of Idaho, Wyoming, and Utah. You can now see most inventory online too at libertycdjr.com. We're the new Liberty Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Montpelier with warranty forever.
Aggie Sports on KVNU is sponsored by the new Liberty Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Montpelier, Daryl's Appliance, Advanced Heating and Air, Golden Spike Electric, Alpine Home Medical, S.E. Needham Jewelers, My Mattress, Prodigy Brewing, The Advocates, Cache Valley Bank, Aegis Healthcare, Jarek's Fine Jewelry, and Les Olson IT on KVNU, the heritage home for the Aggies.
Hi, this is Ashley with LSS Insurance. Open enrollment for individual health insurance is November 1st through January 15th. Coverage through the marketplace is available with more tax credits. You could save a bunch. If you haven't qualified in the past, try again now. We will help you navigate the marketplace, understand your choices, and complete enrollment. Trying it on your own can be frustrating. Let us help. Call 752-9493. There is no cost to work with us. Having a local agent makes all the difference. Call 752-9493.
KVNU Game Day continues with Aggie Call. More analysis about today's game and your chance to talk about it. Call 753-KVNU or 800-369-KVNU.
John Russell is across the way. Al Lewis here. Aggies win it by 84-82. We heard from Jalen Moore. We heard from the coach, and then the network just died on us there right towards the end. I don't know exactly what happened, but we found out at least the Aggies won the game. A lot of you maybe watched on ESPN+. I thought the guys on there were pretty positive to Utah State, and they're obviously they know Santa Clara and they're around there. But I thought they were very complimentary to Utah State and how the Aggies played tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, well called game and appreciated. Which leads to kind of an odd thing: Aggies stepping up next game against San Francisco.
No TV,
nothing,
no streaming, no anything. If you're not at the Delta Center, you'll have to listen to Scott Gerard and probably Spencer Nelson and be able to get their word picture and be able to picture it.
Yeah, which is frustrating. I don't get it, but there are rules that are bigger than you and I. And
well, it's just that it's money and other logistics. The Aggies have a home basketball women's game, so they can't move all the television people down to Salt Lake and then make sure by the time they finish at 4 o'clock or 4:15 or whatever that they can hurry and package all the stuff up and get back to Logan and get ready to have a 7 o'clock game that they have to stream on the Mountain West Network. Because if it's a home game and it's not televised, it's supposed to be streamed on the Mountain West Network, men's and women's sports.
And it's unfortunate because this game against San Francisco is going to be big. Big
and this
game.
is not a home game, so that same requirement isn't there. It's a neutral court game. Les Olson, IT. Defense wins championships, and the Aggies have kind of led their defense into their offense. Tonight they still did get, again, the 10 steals. They still get, off of fast breaks, 16 points. And like we said, the points off the turnovers were 21-6 on the Aggies side. But it was so maybe the defense still won championships tonight. With Les Olson IT, you find out you win championships. John, what about the other scores in the Mountain West tonight? Because all the Mountain West teams won, and UNLV beat Creighton. Creighton's now lost to Colorado State and to UNLV in our league.
Kind of makes me a little nervous. So,
I would imagine Stephen Ashworth is being said, hold it, guy. You left that conference? Why?
Exactly.
Why didn't you stay in that conference? That's a better conference than we are,
Well, it was a big game for UNLV, a small schedule for Mountain West tonight, but big game UNLV coming in at 3-4 in the Jack Jones Classic. They beat Creighton 79-64.
They were ahead almost the whole game too.
Yeah, the very dominant performance on their end. Stephen Ashworth, though, he struggled. He only ended up with what did we say?
2.
It was just like 2 points.
2 points.
So
I think it was 2 free throws.
So tough game for him. He struggled. The only other game, Weber State taking on Nevada, and Nevada wins 72-55. I'm curious to see what Nevada really is. They're 8-1 on the season, and beat a Weber State that, as you mentioned earlier, came out kind of gangbusters. You thought this was going to be a really good year for them.
Beating St. Mary's.
And but they struggled tonight. They were never in that game really. And
Nevada's got some firepower. When you got Lucas and and Blackshear, you got some guys who could score and stuff like that. So, and they've got some guys who've been in the program a little bit, and they've added another transfer, I think it is. So they're going to be okay. And then BYU did beat Denver. But you mentioned that Landon Bredsley's brother, the all-stater from Ridgeline, Jackson, did pretty well
Big
tonight.
game. Had spent several years down there at Utah and didn't get a lot of time, but he played 30 minutes tonight. Scores 21 points on 8 for 13 shooting with 7 boards and 3 assists. Just a really solid game. But BYU they end up winning 80-74, so good win for them. But a couple of other upsets in top 25 ball. As we mentioned, UNLV handling Creighton pretty handily. Florida Atlantic did win. BYU won, but Chicago State goes to Northwestern, who just beat Purdue, and they win 75-73. So not a good day to be a top 25 team.
Well, in college basketball, the undefeateds were 14, and then it went down to 8, and then it went down to 6, so it goes fast.
Pretty quickly.
10-1, one of the best records. We had the 8th best winning streak in the nation at 8 straight going into this game. We've added it to 9, so that's what happened. We need to take another break. We're a little bit behind tonight on our post-game coverage of the Aggies win over Santa Clara, 84-82. And we'll be right back with more Game Day. Love to have you join with us with a phone call, or the text line is 435-339-0321. When it comes to home care, it's important to know you have a choice. If you or a loved one is in need of hospice or home health services, remember that Primrose Home Care and Hospice believes in treating the patient as well as the problem. We work directly with you and your doctor to create a health plan that's catered to your needs. Our team is devoted to providing options in the freedom and safety of your own home. Visit us at primrosecare.com or call to schedule a free consultation. Primrose Home Care and Hospice, your local hospice and home health provider since 2006.
Don't get caught without power to your home or business. This is Tyler with Golden Spike Electric. We offer Generac backup generators to keep your home or business warm, avoiding frozen pipes, loss of valuable food, or even a flooded basement. Golden Spike Electric is certified and factory trained, so you know it will be installed right and properly maintained. Contact Golden Spike Electric so you'll never be without power again. Online at gsegenerators.com. We also service other brands, Golden Spike Electric and Generac, power you can count on.
Hi, I'm Jay Broadbent with Alpine Home Medical. I'd like to invite you to learn more about us. Since 1997, we've been Utah's premier one-stop shop for home medical equipment. What sets us apart at Alpine Home Medical is the superior level of customer service. We provide home oxygen, CPAPs, wheelchairs, scooters, breast pumps, and so much more. Come on down and get to know us.
Alpine Home Medical, we bring wellness home.
Visit alpinehomemedical.com.
Great gift ideas are at Jarek's Fine Jewelry for every budget. Pearl jewelry, sterling silver collections, watches, diamond and gemstone, earrings and rings, and the largest selection of engagement rings in northern Utah. With a gift from Jarek's this Christmas, whether you spend $5 or $5,000, the message is the same. Make it special, make it Jarek's.
Jarek's Fine Jewelry. Make it special, make it Jarek's.
Beezer Lock & Key specializes in securing your world with their expertise in locks, keys, and hardware. Every aspect of their services is meticulously tailored to ensure your safety. They offer a vast selection of hardware brands and access control options, along with custom master key systems. With Beezer Lock & Key, you have control of your facility's access 24/7. For 28 years, Beezer has provided top-notch security solutions that stand unmatched in the industry. Visit 4th North, 1st West, and Logan, or go to beezerlock.com to discover more.
The Aggies, brought to you by My Mattress. Now with 2 locations in Logan. Get your best sleep with My Mattress on News Talk KVNU, the voice of the Aggies.
Aggie fans enjoyed it tonight. Again, they said it wasn't a big throng. 1,107 at the Levy Center, which I told John, it's a really nice little basketball building. Holds probably 4,500 to 5,000. Built on a really neat campus there at Santa Clara University in California, there at the South Bay of the San Francisco Bay. And the Aggies went there and won 84-82.
It's the important thing. It's a W, whether it's 2 points or 22 points.
And how many watched it or how many didn't? We all watched it. We loved the victory. So
it ended up well. I wanted to follow up, but we had a text from 1027 asking about turnovers with Great and how does his coach help him reduce that. You and I, as we were watching the game, you could see that coach was not really happy with Great's.
This time. Took him out a lot.
It took him out. He only played 29 minutes. So, that's your question
and
right
only had
there.
2 fouls, so it wasn't like foul situation. So I don't think he was happy with that. I think he was not happy with the frustration a little bit and all. So I think the one thing you do, I think the coach has also said it. Maybe we could go back through all of the archives of, I think he says with Great, you're going to have to accept some of that to be able to get his kind of play because he's going to make some moves and they're going to. And you could tell that they'd really scouted him very well, and they had guys around him tonight, and they were switching it, getting hands on the ball when he'd swing one way or another. They were trying to double, not necessarily double, but just to kind of had people around him at different times too.
He reminds me a bit, not in necessarily his game, but the mentality of Kobe McEwen when he was here. He was a guy that just had all the talent in the world. I don't think we ever saw him as fans as to what he could have done. But he was one of those guys that you kind of had to sit back and swallow hard after a couple of turnovers and go, okay, that's what he does.
He's trying to make a play.
He's trying to make a play. But tonight, Great just wasn't into it. And I think the answer in that case is you just sit him. But, another comment, and this came from 8824, interesting to see how different Mason has looked on the road compared to at home.
He admits it.
Yeah.
He loves the spectrum. It gets it going. He feels really nervous when he plays here. Maybe he needs to feel more nervous on the road. Maybe that's the nerves are not there because he has just played so great. And tonight you could just tell that he couldn't finish at the rim like he did on a couple of shots, and just defensively his guy went around him a couple of times, and but that's fine because like Jalen said, he'll be fine. He'll get things done. We know he can. He'll learn from this. That's the one thing. It's taking it all in, and we hope Great will learn more and more from how he's going against these kind of guys. And we're going to, like I told Jalen before the game, we're going to see more of an emphasis on us inside the arc because we haven't made threes. Now you make 11 threes, they're going to have to start. Then it can open up again one way or another. They can't
cheat.
Yeah, they can't.
Exactly. You can't cheat. Continuing with 88-24, thought could have used some more of Templin's energy and toughness throughout the game, but then made the comment, very odd player rotations. And I'll be honest, I love it. I love the fact that Coach does not fixate on a specific rotation. He's going to say, look, for this game, I need this guy out here. And let's not forget, Templin is a true freshman.
And
Mason,
I thought he made a little bit of a difference while he's in tonight. And here's Sacco all of a sudden having a little bit of an impact in the game. So you get those two guys. And Max is really like a starter. I mean, he plays starter minutes. Isaac's the one right now that if he's not scoring the basketball, it's kind of tough for him in there to help the basketball team. And he came in right away off the bench and got those 2 free throws, attacked the rim, got those 2 free throws, did miss the shot from 3. That could have been a big one.
Could have been
in the quarter, but
But even you look at Mason, and Mason, as impressive as he's been, he is a redshirt freshman, and there's going to be environment situations that are going to be different. He just seemed off tonight, and to look at it from one game, that's a little dangerous. Let's see how he plays out. We're going to certainly need him to play a lot better against San Francisco to get a W there.
Huge big pluses, though, for Ian Martinez, Darius Brown. Max would get a plus. He didn't shoot great, 4 of 12, but at least he's shooting and making a few threes. And he got 7 boards besides his long arms, deflecting a few things and getting things done. And then probably you get Sacco, probably a positive for him. I think Duje, for what he did do tonight, was still pretty big in the game, even though he played 21 minutes, had 5 points, 3 boards in the game. And then, everybody else maybe gets kind of a little bit on either the even or the negative side. Yeah. I don't know what the plus minus. Let's see how that turned out tonight.
Josh, he was plus 9.
Khalifa got a plus 10 to lead the team. Darius and Josh were plus 9. And then Max was a plus 6. Ian actually was a minus 5.
Yeah, but if he hadn't scored,
but he hadn't got the 12 points and all that other stuff. Greats minus 7. Minus 6 for Javon Jackson while he was in there. Templin had a minus 1. This is what the score does when you're on the floor, is what they basically there. But like I said, if we don't get the 12 points in a row from Ian in the first half like we did at one point, we're buried.
We're not winning.
We're not going to win the game.
But let's not discount the fact, and this came from 93-15. Good job, Santa Clara, in their scouting and what they did. They went back to the SUU game, found the screen rejects. They limited our drivers. They swarmed great.
This guy knows basketball more than I do. You're going to have to talk to Jalen about that. I don't know what they okay.
But it goes back to, let's not forget, Herb Sendick is an experienced coach. North Carolina State, Arizona State was successful with those programs.
Miami of Ohio 3 years, North Carolina State 10, Arizona State 9, and now is 8th at Santa Clara. So 30 years plus.
And Santa Clara is a very well-respected program. But what you saw tonight was just a couple of guys that stepped up when your supposed leaders and Great and Mason were struggling, were having an off game, and Darius took it to the next level. Recognized, he's like, okay, I'm not going to be a facilitator tonight. They were going under the screens. He had the shot, and once he recognized and got comfortable with it, he was great. And Ian continues to grow on me the fact that we're seeing more and more of that athletic ability. Again, another great lob dunk from Darius to Ian. This is a guy that it's what we need. We saw it with I lost his name, playing in the NBA right now with the Cavaliers.
Oh, Sam.
A guy that when I have a feeling when it comes down to crunch time, like Sam, Ian's going to want the ball in his hands, and I'm comfortable with him with the ball in his hands.
And Darius wants it too.
Yes.
You can tell. Aggies are now 9-0 this year if they score 70 points in a game. They won it tonight 84-82. Need to take another break. Still chance for you to call in or text in. Our call line is 753-5868. Text line is 435-339-0321 as the Aggies win at Santa Clara tonight to go to 10-1 on the year. It's 84-82 the final. Game day brought to you by Primrose Home Health and Hospice. Who you choose to care for you and your loved one really does matter. Big enough for quality care, small enough to actually care. And we also appreciate DD Auto and Salvage. They can pick up and haul away your junk or metal. No job's too big for them. And they'll get the most money for your junk vehicles and scrap metal from DD Auto and Salvage. 787-1204 as game day continues.
Experience Barrel and Stave on Federal Avenue, where good food, good drinks, and good people meet. Using local ingredients to create the most delicious taste possible. Barrel and Stave is a cozy cocktail bar offering a large selection of wines, whiskeys, and cocktails, along with an amazing selection of bar bites and weekly chef specials guaranteed to tantalize your taste buds. With live music every Wednesday night and Thirsty Thursdays that offer $2 off drafts, come and see what you've been missing. Barrel and Stave, Tuesday through Saturday evenings on Federal Avenue.
Ho, ho, ho! This is Santa Claus! Daryl's Appliance is my best elf when it comes to all things appliances. They have Christmas savings right now, including scratch and dents up to 40% off with a 2-year warranty. Nothing says Merry Christmas like a new dishwasher with 12 months of deferred interest financing.
Daryl's. Find them west on Airport Road. Open until 6 p.m. on weekdays, 5 on Saturday.
Thank you for letting Cache Valley Ear, Nose, and Throat, the Allergy Clinic, and the Hearing Aid Center take care of your family medical needs this year. Make sure you call now for an appointment before the end of the year to utilize your cafeteria funds. Located in Providence and the new Three Peaks Medical Plaza, North Logan. The entire staff, along with Dr. Benyon, Blotter, and Robinette, wish you a safe and wonderful holiday season. Go to CacheValleyENT.com for details. Most insurance products, including Select Med, are accepted.
As the year comes to a close, all of us here at Aggies Healthcare want to express our heartfelt gratitude.
This holiday season, we reflect on the privilege of being part of your lives, offering care, support, and compassion when you needed it most.
To our amazing staff who work tirelessly to provide exceptional care, thank you.
To our colleagues, neighbors, and friends, we extend our warmest wishes for a joyous holiday season.
As we look forward to the new year, we're excited to continue serving with even more dedication and innovation.
From all of us at Aggies Healthcare,
we wish you a Merry Christmas and a joyful holiday season.
Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning and Advanced Fireplace and Stoves send out a big thank you to local residents who donated to their food drive this year. Advanced Heating and Advanced Fireplace were able to donate hundreds of pounds of food to local organizations, thanks in part to your donations. And remember, if you need your heating unit or fireplace service before it gets Cache Valley cold, call 752-7272. Thank you from the Advanced team for making their canned food drive for local families a success.
The Aggies, brought to you by Alpine Home Medical. They bring wellness home on News Talk KVNU, where Utah State is always number one.
We're also brought to you by Liberty Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Montpelier, serving the community over there, but serving us as well. They'd love to have you come over. Take a look at the cars, trucks, SUVs that they have with their Warranty Forever program. And you can actually go online and see their webpage, which is libertycdjr.com, and you can see the inventory and maybe pick your dream vehicle you're looking for. Aggies again with the 2-point win, 84-82 over Santa Clara to take care of it tonight. And you just mentioned somebody texted in. I started the broadcast tonight by saying that Santa Clara and Utah State, the Aggies beat them in 1970 in maybe it's one of the biggest wins Utah State history, because they beat them to play UCLA, the many-time defending champion, in the West Regional Final. And in that game, Marv Roberts, Nate Williams led team, but there were some really good players on that team for the Aggies. And Nate, that's where he sprained an ankle, as I recall. If he didn't sprain it in that game, he sprained it in the practice the day in between, because he couldn't play with a bad ankle very well against UCLA, and we did get beat in the game. But we beat Santa Clara by 1 point or 2 points. Can't remember exactly what it was.
The texture was thinking it was a 2-point game.
Okay.
So
we had beaten UTEP to get there. So the first game in the NCAA, we'd beaten UTEP. And then we had to turn around and then play Santa Clara. And this was Liddell Anderson's team, who tonight, Danny Sprinkle now has the best first-year start. Liddell had a 9-1 start like Danny Sprinkle, and now it's Danny Sprinkle at 10-1. Liddell's team, it was 69-68. We beat Santa Clara. They had Dennis Autry, who played in the NBA for a while, and then they had a guy named Ralph Ogden and Bud Ogden. They had two Ogden brothers played on their team, and we had some guys who could really play as well. And that's the best run Utah State's ever had in the tournament. Now, they were in the very first ever NCAA tournament. It was like 8 teams, and they won one and lost one, I think, or the way it worked out there. But this is the best run an Aggie team ever had to get to the Elite Eight.
And had to be good teams. UTEP back
now, there weren't as many teams
that
got in those days, too.
But they were good. And UTEP with Coach Don Haskins, great coach, and did a lot of good work.
They'd won the championship not that long before that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was maybe Utah State Santa Clara. Now that gives the Aggies an 8-3 margin lead in the series with Santa Clara,
and
too.
That's respectable. I'll take it.
Okay, anything else in the text line?
We had one more where, 88-24, Brown really makes up for a lot of deficiency this team has. He not only takes care of the ball and facilitates the other, but he recognizes when we need scoring like he did tonight. Great to see him to take over.
He is an absolute leader.
Yeah.
He really is. He's one. Like I said, I don't know if 11 games in, I don't know if we've ever had a better guy at the point.
And
we've had some great guys.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying anything bad about any of them.
Yeah, a lot of people though were concerned somebody coming out of Big Sky play, but I'll tell you what, I'll take him any day now.
Well, he is good for sure. All right. Then anything else there?
No.
Or at the top of the hour, we need to take a break for station identification.
The Utah State Aggies play here. News Talk KVNU Logan, 102 FM, 610 AM. The home for the Aggies.
We try to give you as much complete coverage of the Aggies game day, pregame, postgame. Jalen Moore before the game, and then John Russell after the game with me, Al Lewis. Scott Gerard in the middle, and he and Spencer will have the game, I'm sure, from Salt Lake City on Saturday. We'll join it at 1:45. We'll do game day at 1. on, and then we'll be on after the game to take your calls and texts. We hope a lot of you who were there at the game will call us and tell us what it was like, because we can't be there to do what we do and things. So we need to have the atmosphere check on what it was like inside the Delta Center for the game and all. And then also some of the, the great plays or whatever that we just maybe will hear about on the radio or write down on stat sheets or whatever type thing. So
this should be your incentive to go down. This is going to be a good game. This is a good San Francisco ball club.
Tell us about the Dons.
The Dons. Great nickname. It just continues on with the season. You're going to see a lot more of a defensive presence this year. They're holding opponents to about 41% from the field, but they're outscoring their opponents by about 15 points. Mm-hmm. So not only are they strong defensively, but they're also they do a good job offensively. It seems like in the past when you have a lot of transfers, that was something to note. With the transfer portal now, that's not an issue. And again, that's what you run into with the San Francisco team.
They got a bunch of new guys.
These are guys that are, but they've been around and they know
a lot of the guys we didn't really play last year, but there are some new guys on their team. Yeah,
so it's going to be a challenge. They have length, they have height. They don't go big. But their leading scorer, Marcus Williams, he's a 6'2" guard.
Used to be at Wyoming.
Yep. Was
the Mountain West Freshman of the Year. Then went to Texas A&M, and now he's to San Francisco.
And so he's going to play. And they've got a big guy, Jonathan Mogbo, who's a 6'8", 225. Again, one of these bouncy, long, athletic, 6'8", 6'7" guys. So the Aggies are going to have their hands full. But with the defensive presence, and again, you got to go back to the depth that we have, the ability to play different lineups. I think it's going to be important to see Sacco have another good game tonight where he comes in and just is a presence and can deflect and distract other teams. And Max is going to be key. I'm not sure. I missed your pregame, so I apologize. But Max sat out the last game. And I think it was just a matter of keeping an eye on him.
His foot was bothering him. Mm-hmm. And so they did send him for a little bit of a check with the foot doctor in Salt Lake, is what the coach said. And he did practice Monday before and then I saw him get on the bus Tuesday, and I saw him practice Monday. So I knew that he was maybe going to play in this game. And of course, we needed him tonight. In fact, he was the guy they talked to, the media did after the game. You want to hear that?
Absolutely.
We want to give you complete coverage. Here's Max after the game with the media.
Yeah, I mean, like Coach said, every day we pride ourselves on defense. So it's like, even though we're not shooting it good, we can go win the game on the defensive end. And that's a big thing for us, is just defense. But yeah, so, shots weren't falling today. So we had to defend, came through last 8 minutes, got some key stops, and came out with the win.
You guys managed to win the rebounding battle as well as taking about 20 more shots. This is a big Santa Clara team. How did you manage to win that battle on the boards?
I mean, first half, we weren't rebounding that good. And then I know second half, it was Coach Pryor made sure we did that offensive rebound and defensive rebound. So he came out and then, made that a key for us. And that helped us. We had a lot of key offensive rebounds that helped us win the game. So that was big time for us tonight. And as long as we keep defending, keep rebounding, a lot of games are going to go our way.
Andrew Hyde with KSL.com. This has been a game that's this was a game that's super different than the other ones you played. Like you said, it was close, back and forth all game. The largest lead was just 8 points. What was it like to play in a game like that? And what did you learn about the team as you played in this game?
Man, it felt like old times, back when I was with even USC and even last year in the Mountain West, like, a lot of close games, two good teams going at it, going down to the wire. So, it felt good to me. You know what I mean? I like these games, but not to say I like when they're close and stuff, but I like competitive, good, D1 games. And that was this tonight. I mean, I think by far this is the best team we played through so far this season. And for us to, come into Santa Clara and get that win was big for us, and, big for our team, especially with a lot of young guys, a lot of new guys. This is a good game to get under our belt.
That, again, is Max Ogbongpolo with the media after the game. Those are the only things they ask him about, so we get that in for you tonight in this one. Did you hear today that the Liddell Anderson Court, I'm sorry, the Stu Morrill Court at Utah State? I was thinking of Liddell a few minutes ago. They're going to rename the court. Finally, we'll have Stu Morrill's name on it. All of us have said ever since he was
a long time coming.
Yep, that he was here, that should happen. And some people have come forward and really put money, former players and former people and Aggie boosters, and this money all goes to the basketball program to help out in the future. They can set up some kind of endowments and some scholarships and things like that will really help the basketball team in a lot of ways. And it'll be the night of, they play Boise State on the 10th, I think it is, of February.
Yes.
They'll rename it the Stu Morrill Court. And then, how about the courts saying today, at least for the next till the 27th of December, that anybody who's got a waiver into the NCAA and it's been denied, they can play right now. There's a guy at Utah, guy at BYU. They can play until the 27th, and they'll have a hearing to see if the temporary restraining order stays on or not from a judge in Texas, I think it is, or someplace.
They need to figure this out. It's just too much madness, too much insanity that you make the rules so that I understand, the waivers are there, but, you've got situations, and trust me, I'm glad Ian's here. Mm-hmm. But why did he get in and there are others that are not?
Who are saying, well, hey, my situation's the same or different or whatever, and I'm not. So that one got decided today as well. So.
Yeah, there was one kid that went to West Virginia.
From Danny Sprinkles, yeah. He's sitting out.
Same thing, and he said there's some issues. Little side note of interest, San Francisco, again, it's going to be a good ball game. We're going to need to see people step up. But they have, I believe it's the only player from Mongolia on their basketball team. 6'8", and folks, if you're from Mongolia, let me know how to pronounce it correctly. Mike, I got that part. I can handle the Mike part, but it's Sharavatmas.
Okay.
Job. We'll figure that out.
I saw a pronunciation guy for these things, so I'll try to figure it out. We'll try to figure it out.
And he's their number 3 scorer, so we better get used to it.
Okay, John, anything else then?
That's all we've got.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Thank you very much, Texters, and tonight in the game, and thank you, Aggies, for winning this game tonight against the Broncos of Santa Clara. So Great Osborne, 9 with 10 rebounds, 3 assists, but the 5 turnovers, a block shot, 2 steals. Ian Martinez, 8 of 12, 4 out of 7 from 3, 8 of 10 free throws, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He had 1 block shot and 3 steals. And he had 28, career high. Darius Brown, 23, 8 of 19 shooting, 3 of 7 from 3, 4 of 5 free throws, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 turnovers, 4 steals in the game again tonight. Mason Falslip just played a total of 17 minutes, 3 points, 1 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2 shooting threes. He had 2 rebounds. He had an assist, and that's it. Isaac Johnson had 2 points, played just 9 minutes in the game. Missed 2 threes, was 0 for 4 shooting, but 2 for 2 free throws, 2 rebounds, an assist from Isaac, 1 turnover. Josh Aduje had 5 in 21 minutes. He was 2 of 6 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. He had 3 rebounds, and he had a block and a steal. Javon Jackson played 5 minutes, did not score, missed 1 shot. Max had 4 of 12, 10 points, 2 of 5 shooting threes. He had 7 rebounds, Max Ogbong-Polo did. Carson Templin played the 4 minutes first half and had 2 boards. And then Khalifa Sacco had 4 points, 2 of 2 on a dunk and then a reverse. And then he had the 4 fouls, and that was it in the 12 minutes. So the Aggies shot 37%. They shot better from 3 than from 2 tonight in the game. They shot 36% from 2, and they shot 39% from 3, and 68% from the foul line. Again, that stat is not great for the team. But down the stretch, they made the ones they had to, especially with, again, Ian Martinez making a bunch there at the end of the game. 39 rebounds, so they out-rebound them. They had 14 assists is all in their 28 points. A little more one-on-one game with Brown and Martinez having to do it, but Brown still getting 7 assists in the game, and they only turned it over 9 times. They had 10 steals, 3 block shots, and they win the game tonight, 84-82. That's your final stats with mountains awaiting. Whatever challenges you have, opportunities you face, it's Cache Valley Bank, here to support and be your partner along the way. All right, so we'll be back on Saturday, 1 o'clock for game day. Incidentally, tonight, Green Canyon beat Canyon View. That was 65-58. And Mountain Crest beat Box Elder 55-47 in boys basketball games. So that'll do it for tonight for John Russell and for our sponsors. We appreciate it very much. We'll join the program, the Coast to Coast program overnight in progress next on KVNU. See you Saturday.